Hello and welcome back everyone to the Powder Toy. So normally we blow things up and things get quite hot on this channel, but me included. No. Anyways, what we're gonna do today is kind of the opposite. I want to create a deadly blizzard in the Powder Toy because that's kind of the absolute opposite of what I do on a daily basis. So, we have snow, we have pressure. I think it should be pretty easy to make a blizzard. So let's go ahead and do my first attempt. The first thing we're going to need is to create some pressure gradient in the air to make the storm move. So let's go ahead to the pressure display. A little blob of this here, and I believe pump will turn the pressure to its temperature. So if we heat this up a bit. Oh, okay, yeah, okay, that's a little bit too much pressure. As you can see. That was a little bit too intense. How about like 10? Alright, that shouldn't destroy anything. Okay, that is a little bit more reasonable. And then if we go ahead and get some clone and put it like this around this pressure, we should be able to go ahead and get snow. And oh wow, it's snowing. I mean, a lot of it's going over the city and a lot of it is crashing into the building, but it's kind of falling into the city a little bit. We can improve this by adding more of these so that we get a little bit better coverage. Alright, let's go ahead and increase the coverage for our snowfall. We want it to be a good old blizzard. Only issue is going to be that the water is causing some issues. There we go. It's not actually cold enough for it to stick. So just like in the real world, we're gonna have to wait for it to start sticking. I may want to move this to like a central location, like over here and a little bit higher, so that it can kind of just casually fall all over the place. And let's go ahead and just add some more snow spawners. And eventually it'll start sticking because we're throwing something cold at the ground. So I mean, at some point the temperature will decrease. The snow accumulation is kind of high right now, as you can see. Although over here on the ground, it's still not even close. I like how the top of this building just has like 10 feet of snow on top of it. 10 feet of snow. The storm is not letting up. It is just look at the frickin' icicles hanging off of that. Okay, it's gotta be getting cold. Like, it is cooling down, but there's just so much latent heat in the ground. I think if we turn on ambient heat, this may go a little bit faster, because now if we go to the heat display... Where's the heat display? There we go. It should start, the heat should be spreading through the air. It's gonna cause this to cool down much faster. Yes, the heat is spreading much faster now. And it's actually causing some of the snow to melt midair, which is an interesting effect. We do have a lot of ice just floating in the sky now. Slight repercussion for my actions. But the good news is this is actually getting close to freezing. We're at 2 degrees on the ground now. 2 degrees. Or we're starting to see actual... Wow. It's a lot more challenging to get the snow to stick than it is to melt the city. This is playing on hard mode. It's alright. Have no fear. Snowstorm is here. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up some of this ice that's just getting stacked up everywhere. I mean, this has got to be pretty damn cold. Oh, it's at 1 degree! 1 degree! We're so close! We're getting, like, these buildings are getting absolutely covered now. Look at the amount of snow. We're starting to build a beautiful mountain of snow on top of these buildings. There's, like, alleys that are just empty because the ice has kind of covered them. I'm also going to replace the ice with LN2, just so that it can kind of fill in those cracks. Okay, the ground is getting close. It's getting pretty darn close. 1.2 degrees. Most of the buildings are under 1 degree now. But there's still, it's not quite enough. I'm actually kind of shocked. I don't know how the temperature isn't dropping faster considering we're pouring liquid nitrogen, all of this snow. I guess this kind of puts it into perspective how hard it is to get snow to stick. This is the effect you have to blame it when you have school and they don't cancel. Look at that mountain. They still wouldn't cancel school for that. It's not enough. But I want the blizzard to grow a little bit more naturally. Alright, we're gonna grab the cool tool and just deal with the rest of this. There we go. I'm actually going to set everything now to LN2 so that we can just watch it slowly accumulate over time. And here we go. Snowfall. It's kind of pretty. Until you realize that this snow is literally getting to be like hundreds of feet tall now. It's a little bit concerning. This big old building is protecting the top of that building. They may be saying, huh, how are people gonna get out of this? Well, about that. I don't think they're getting out of this one alive, folks. I don't think they're getting out of this one alive. There is a lot of snow, and it does not seem to be slowing down. All the ice just freezing midair is kind of neat. Kind of neat, won't lie. How high will it go? I mean, it could potentially make just a massive mountain. A beautiful, beautiful mountain of snow. A little bit cold. It is now negative 20 degrees. Yeah, your heat's gonna be on for this one, folks. Now that we've done this, maybe we should do like a firestorm to see if we can melt it. Save the city. I mean, the snow, this would just be so much weight. It would be crushing literally everything in the city at this point. It would be quite disastrous. We've built quite the hill. It is a hill. Let's go ahead and turn off the snow machine and let gravity and stuff do. Look at that cliff. This cliff is only caused by the pressure imbalance caused by this building being here, because what happens is when it tried to go like this, it gets blocked, pulls over this way. Because it pulls over this way, this part gets killed. It's really interesting seeing how the pressure causes things like that to happen. And over here we have a oh, it's melting. But why? Oh, it's heating up over here for some reason. That's odd. Let me just fix that real quick. Jeez. Gotta give me a chance. Gotta give me a chance to heat things up before you do it. Alright. Let's go ahead and get a hot summer day now. See how long it takes. And by hot summer day, I'm literally just going to make a ring of fire in the sky to represent the sun. And maybe say, why don't you use plasma? Because everything would just die immediately, that's why. Let's go to that heat display so that we can see the heat radiate out from our fake sun. So we can see the ambient heat coming out is quite hot. Actually, I can hold my mouse down over here. Ambient heat goes from 400, now it's all the way over here at like 4 degrees. Over here, the ambient heat is very quickly going up. Negative 20, negative 10. The sun is going to begin causing this to melt. I mean, it's certainly heating up. Maybe we need a little bit more sun. Maybe I should have just made it damn it! Let's do a plasma sun. What could possibly go wrong? It's gonna be fine, guys. It's gonna be absolutely okay. On this channel, we do fun things like make giant plasma balls. Someone's gonna cut that, so it's just me saying balls, and they're gonna post it in the Discord and be like, haha, funny. I already know. I know how this community works. Alright, we have the heat display, and ooh, it is 9,000 degrees there, and the ambient heat coming out is quite hot as well. We can see that spreading really quickly. The ambient heat is smacking directly into the snow, and it takes a little bit to travel, but ooh. You know, it would speed up the process a little bit if we went ahead and put a little bit of pressure into the center of that. So let's go ahead and grab pump. Go ahead and throw that down there and heat it up just a little tiny bit to get it to shoot. There we go. Now we're going to go over to the heat display, and we'll go frame by frame for this because it should... Okay, no, we won't. Oh, there it goes! Ooh, that really caused it to flare out a bit. And now we can see the ambient temperature here is definitely going up. Definitely going up, but is it enough? Is the sun... Is this literal massive plasma ball not enough? Is there just that much? That much insane amount of cold stored within this ice that there's no way to stop it? It seems like the entire mound is losing its heat at the same time. It's at negative 65. Oh, geez. I thought it would be far more dramatic. I thought it would be far more dramatic. This is actually going quite slow. Oh. Bummer. Alright, I've got a plan. No worries. We will box in the entire simulation. That will force... Wait. Oh. Solid. Solid? There we go. This is going to force the heat into the box. Oh, here we go. We got it. Ooh, here it comes. It's about to smack into it. 500 degrees of ambient heat. They're just smacking into... Oh, it's causing it to level. It's not melting it yet. Oh, now it's starting to melt. There's not much you can do when the ambient heat is this high. It's like 200 degrees bearing down on it. Don't worry, guys. We're getting the Ice Age and turning it into Atlantis. Very exciting stuff. Nobody ever expects Atlantis to come out of literally nowhere. Ever. Alright. So the actual temperature is like 20 degrees in the water, which isn't that bad. Mostly because the ice thermal capacity is kind of fighting with our plasma over here. Sorry, my head's kind of covering the plasma. I didn't notice that, but you know what's going on. It's just plasma. Alright. And, this Ice Age could still last a while, even with the massive, super hot situation over here. But even underground, far underground, the temperature is beginning to rise, and the top of the water is beginning to boil. Now that boiling water is actually going to have the water vapor sucked into the plasma and thrown back down in this loop, and that's actually going to cause... the steam is going to carry heat with it, and it's actually going to accelerate the process, so this is kind of interesting. Yeah, so the steam is pulling this super hot. Like, this steam is hitting 5,000 degrees, then it's coming back down and smacking the ocean. So the steam is actually accelerating the steam. It's becoming a... this is a loop of death now. The cycle has begun. And it's speeding up. This is really interesting. We've created a vortex. Where's my velocity? Look at the vortex. It's actually getting kind of fast, too. That is kind of crazy. We've created a heat vortex. This is kind of the same principles that actual weather goes off of. Just in a, like, small 2D form. So on the outside of this, we have a negative pressure, and on the inside of it, we have a really strong negative pressure, the eye of the storm. Wow. Look at how low that pressure is getting, though. Almost all the way to -1 as it circles around it. We really have created a massive vortex, and this super heated water vapor is doing its best. Now I can turn off a few checks to try to make this a little bit faster. We're going to turn off water equalization, which should, with all this water, yeah, that sped up the simulation a lot. Look at the steam go, and we're getting a secondary vortex now over here? Because this is pulling down. Wow! We have like an entire weather system that's being formed by this. And this steam is at 1,000 degrees. Now the water down here is still not super hot. The tip of this skyscraper is trying to get hot though. Look at the vortices just go at it. It's one of the coolest things when playing a game like this is when you accidentally make like a massive physics find like that. Just extremely interesting. And this is moving really quickly as well. Like, look at how fast that is going. Ooh, and over here we're getting a little bit of water again. Oh, this is actually really cool to watch. So what up here, as expected, the steam is doing a lot of work for us. We're going to remove some of the water to improve the simulation speed again. And that includes some of the steam as well. I might be able to get it up to like 30 FPS if I work hard. And now that the water level is decreasing with the steam, there's really not much keeping the Ice Age going anymore. It's melting, the water is evaporating, and anything above the water is getting absolutely pummeled. It would only take a tiny spark to set this building on fire, which I will supply. And with the amount of pressure here with the vortex, this fire is being pulled up super far. Look at that! The flame is getting carried all the way into the sun. That is kind of insane. I'm gonna remove the sun now and see if this can kind of carry itself. I mean, there is a lot of heat. A lot of heat in the system already with all of this water vapor. And now that the snow's gone, all of this heat should be carried somewhere. Maybe I'll wait a few more seconds just to allow it to pick up a little bit more. Very interesting. Alright, I have removed the plasma. This should keep going though. There's no reason the vortex would completely fall apart. It may shift to the left a little bit. The right vortex is kind of falling apart. Oh, it's closing. The heat difference, I guess, isn't enough anymore. Oh, it's cooling down. It's beginning to rain. It's beginning to rain. When you look at that. Well, I think that was a lot of fun. We got to mess with a lot of weather, physics, vortices. I mean, what more can you possibly ask for? Thank you all for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and I will see you all next time. Peace out. Wow, thanks for watching. You know it'd be really cool? If you could control the weather. You know what would help with that? If you follow me / support my Patreon, then you will totally be able to control the weather. 100%. I can't put a money back guarantee on the app, but I can say that statistically it is more probable if you become a patron. Okay? Thank you. Totally. Bye. Subscribe.